What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ginger Flicks. I'm Josh,
And I'm Joey.
and we're here to talk to you about the latest episode of Superman and Lois. So, Joey, first off, tell me some things you liked about this episode.
Dude, I'm liking this show more and more as it goes on. I don't think we got much of actual Superman in this. Like we got a little bit near the end where he had that one fight, then he came to save the kid, right? Or help the kid out. But like it doesn't matter because I'm really liking the interactions that we're seeing between Clark and Lois, and like the whole family dynamic is really interesting.
Yeah.
And, I want to see what they're doing here with Lois's dad. What are they setting him up to be?
Well,
Because,
I mean, you just kind of get from that episode with Luthor giving him that, that army chain or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Not a locket, but you know what I mean. That they were clearly soldiers together and Superman wiped them all out. So I'm assuming that he's going to start setting stuff up to protect the world against Superman, and that's going to end up blowing up in everybody's face. So
yeah, it's really interesting. I'm really excited to see where they take this, to be perfectly honest with you.
yeah.
I mean, like the football game sequence was pretty interesting too, right? Where, Jordan gets his first chance of action, but he's still hesitant, right? He's still sort of nervous, and you see that, right? And they give you a bit of that, and Clark they're giving Clark an opportunity to be a dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think the dynamic again, what I was finally glad with the episode is that it wasn't Clark's fault on the boys' side anyway. They didn't blame him for something this time. It was he's really starting to develop the relationship with them, and he's making it so clear to Sam and stuff like that his family is important. And what's kind of crazy about that, and this kind of leads me to one thing that I really liked, is the fact that Sam Lane not once but twice had to reiterate to the boys, to Superman, or to the family, that Superman is the most important person in the world. The world. Like, says it twice. You know what I mean? Like, this version of Superman has been sloughed off so many times in the past before this show, and this show is finally saying, like, no, he is Superman. He's the greatest, and he's the most important protector of the planet. So I'm so down with that. Although, and it's so crazy because I like Dylan Walsh as an actor, and I like his portrayal of Sam Lane. Like, I liked how the two of them, I liked how he played off of Clark and Superman.
Right, yeah, they have a good rapport between each other, and there's some chemistry there.
But he overstepped. Sam Lane was a dick in this one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, come on. Right? That's like, your dad or your partner's dad saying to, your kids, don't ask your dad for help. Don't ask your parent for help because they're too busy to take care of you.
Exactly.
It's like, who the hell are you, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
and it was kind of cool because there was that fight, right, between Superman and Kilgrave, which, again, it's like sometimes they have this trope where Superman, he has to wait to finally take someone down. Like, he hears his, Jonathan crying, like, Dad, and then that's when he's like, okay, time to take out Kilgrave, and I'm out, right?
He did it in seconds. It was like, yep, super easy.
He does
barely an inconvenience.
It was fine. But then what was more crucial was the argument after between Lois, Clark, and Sam. And again, I liked the fact because at that point, Superman, Clark, he's not arguing as a hero. He's arguing just as a man.
As a father.
Family, and I thought that's handled so well. And I like that Lois has his back, and that, I think the dynamic, the power shift in that scene was great. And I really I just think everything built up quite nicely. It was a very family-centered drama this episode, less big world. There's the looming Luthor aspect and all that stuff, and Morgan Edge, his stuff going on. But I just really liked the family drama in this, which is weird to say for a Superman show, but that's what I really enjoyed.
But it's something we haven't really seen very much of, I would say, since Lois and Clark, when you really think about
Mhm.
it. And they didn't dive much into it because, like, the best way to describe it, Lois and Clark is this when we first meet Superman, and now Superman's been around for years,
Mhm.
right? And it's like sort of that whole thing of trying to navigate being a family when, you know, the patriarch is the strongest being on the planet and the most important superhero out there.
Mhm.
And like you get, it's nice to see that we get a lot more of what's going on with the other characters, especially the kids, seeing how they're trying to cope with the fact that, you know, who their father is, the possibility that they could be just as strong, right? And
Mhm.
and it's an interesting dynamic that they've been giving us, and I'm happy that it gave us a much more family oriented episode. Like the first three were kind of that as much, and it was a lot more settling in. But this episode sort of gave you the idea that it, and I think that's what this route, at least so far for this season, has been, is they're aiming towards just a family unity thing
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
opposed to it just being like a slugfest every week.
Yeah, and I think they handled it well. You know, when you're dealing with superhero stuff and Superman, and being so fantastical and all that, like this again, it's a solid, grounded episode. So I mean, yeah, it kind of took a step back from the overall like Luther aspect, but again, I think this show is doing nothing but picking up steam. Like it's a solid show. Every week, I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's been fun watching it. I've got no I it's one of the few shows I look forward to, like, you know, when it's coming on. Now,
Yeah.
granted, I don't watch it when it comes out right away. I have, you know, PVR help me out with that and record
Yeah.
the episodes. But you know what though? Even though I do that, I still watch it as soon as I can
Yeah, me too.
to
Yeah,
get
like
it.
literally the second
Yeah.
I get a chance to, this is it.
It's one of the first things I put on.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, this past weekend was a little different because wanted to watch the Snyder cut of the Justice League like 19 times.
Yeah.
Just like on a loop. On a
That's it.
loop. I
That's
think
it.
you can only get like 4 times a day out of it, really. Maybe, I don't know.
God. No, that is too much slow motion for me.
It's
But-
not enough slow motion.
But anyway, guys,
And we're gonna get into it. We'll get into the
Yeah.
Snyder cut in our actual
yeah,
podcast episode with, I think we have a special guest on that
yeah,
one,
with
don't we,
Dash
Josh?
Michaels.
Yeah, we're gonna have Dash Michaels on there with us, and that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
look out for us, guys. Look out for the new episode with Zack Snyder. Again, how are you all liking Superman and Lois? Do you love it as much as we do? Because we definitely do. And leave
Yeah.
your comments,
Oh, yeah.
your thoughts below. And thanks for tuning in, guys.
don't forget to check out our Instagram. Check out the podcast on, like, you know, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, bunch of other podcast providers. There's this now that we're doing.
Yeah, I'll leave all the links in the description below. So make sure you follow us. And if you like this content, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. For Gingerflix, I'm Josh,
And I'm Joey.
and we'll see you again soon.
Look up in the air.